Join me in learning Chitas for Friday, Parshas Mikeitz, the sixth Torah reading of Parshas Mikeitz. Yesterday's Torah reading tells us as the brothers return home to Yaakov is hesitant to send Binyamin back with them. Reuven tries. However, once the hunger and the starvation becomes unbearable, Yehuda steps in and takes responsibility for Binyamin. And only after sending double amount of money and a gift for Yosef, the brothers come down to Egypt, standing before Yosef. Today's Torah reading begins as the brothers are standing before Yosef. Verse 16. Vayar Yosef itam, and Yosef saw with them that's Binyamin. Vayomer la'asher al beis, and he told the people who oversee his household, Haveis hanashim abaisa, bring these men into the house. Utvoyach tavach, and have animals slaughtered for them. V'hachen, and prepare it. Ki iti yochlu hanashim atzarayim, because with me the people will eat this afternoon. Rashi, utvoyach tevach, what does this mean? And slaughter animals. Kemoy v'litvoyach tevach, like to slaughter, lahachen, and to prepare. Ve'ein tevoyach, loshin tzivu. He's talking to the person, shehaya loymar utevach, and you should go do it. That means it wasn't a direct order to this individual. He was telling them what should be done and how it should be done, that they should do as he desires. Batzaroyim, in the afternoon. Zeh, like this afternoon. Meturgam b'sheirusa shulashin suuda. Rishayna, this is like the lunch meal, which was considered the first meal. B'lashon Arami, in Old French, dijner. V'yesh harbi b'Talmud, you have a lot of these usage of this word in the Talmud. Shada l'chal b'sheirusa, throw to the dog his meal. And you see the word sheirusa comes to mean after meal. Betakula sherusa, he would break bread for his afternoon meal. Kol targum shel tzaroyim, anytime we find the word tzaharoyim, tihara, it means the afternoon itself. Not necessarily means a meal, but it means actually the afternoon. Verse 17. Vayasa ish kasher amar Yosef, and the man did as Yosef said. Vayave ish as hanashim beis Yosef, and the man brought the men to Yosef's home. Verse 18. Vayiru anoshim, and the men saw kihuvu beis Yosef, that they were brought to Yosef's home. Vayomru, and they said to themselves, "What's going on here? Al devar kesef hashavam techesenu." Probably this is because of the money that was returned in our packs. Batchila, initially, anachnu mavoyim, here we are brought here lihisgoylel aleinu, to be accused, to be falsely accused, ulisnapel aleinu, and to attack us. V'lakachas isanu la'avodim, they're going to take us as slaves. V'schamerenu, and our donkeys. Rashi, Vayiru Anoshim. The word Vayiru over here, if you look, has two yuds in it. Kasuv b'shnei yudin v'targume utechilu, and the Targum translates, and they were afraid, because it will be one yud means see, two yuds means that they're afraid. Kehuvu beis Yosef. Why? She'ein, what are they afraid of? Just because they were brought to Yosef's home? She'ein derech sharabayim lishbarbar. It's not usual for any person to come buy food l'olam beis Yosef, to stay in Yosef's home. Kim put the koyas, but in hotels, in places of lodging, shabir, that's in the city. Because of that, they were afraid. She'ein ze'elul osfam al mishmar, probably because they're going to be arrested as well. Anachnu mavayim, we're being brought to the home. Liyiskoilo, to falsely accuse us. Liyis miskalgelas aleinu, to roll upon us, meaning alulas kesef, a libel about money, and to attack us. And to attack us. And Unklis explains the words ulisnapel, ulistakofa alonu, which means loshen lisoilol, to make a libel against us. Kidmar targimon alilis dvarim tastakufe milim, like later on in the book of Deuteronomy. That's the same terminology as well. He did not use the actual verse of he wasn't careful to use the terminology of the verse. To make it enlarge it, roots of golsa, making things out of, making big deal about it and inflating things of what it really is all about. Verse 19, and they approached the individual who overseed Yosef's household. And they said to him, Pesach Habayis, they spoke to him at the entrance of the house. Rashi, Pesach Habayis, Rashi, verse 20. When they said, Bi Adoni, please my master, if you please. We came down here initially only to buy food. Bi adoini, what is the word bi adoini? Loshem baya, request, please. V'sachnunim, Loshem Arami, and in Aramaic, baya, saying please, please. Yodi diradnu, Yedida, the fact that we came down to Egypt, this was a demotion from who we are. We're wealthy. We're usually giving other people food. And now we have to feel humble and demoted by coming over here to ask for food. And now, we need you. We need you. Verse 21. We came to our hotel, and we opened up our packs, and the money of each individual was in the opening of their pack. Our money in the exact weight, and it was returned to us. However, we brought down other money to purchase food. We do not know who is the one that put the money in our packs. Verse 23. And he replied to them, Shalom lachem, all is well with you. Al tiro, do not be afraid. Elekechem, your God, v'elekei avechem, and the God of your father. Nasam lachem matmein, has given you a hidden treasure. Ba'am techesechem, in your pack. Kaspechem bo Eloi, that's how your money reached me. Kaspechem bo Eloi, your money reached me. And at that point, vayoytze eleim Shimon, he brought out Shimon as well. Rashi, verse 23. Elekechem, meaning God gave it to you b'schusam, in your merit. Remain schusam kedai, and if your merit is not enough, elekei avichem, it was because of your father. B'schus avichem nasan lachem amatmim, because of your fathers, that's why you got the special gift. Verse 24. Vayave Ishas Hanashim, and the man brought the men Beis Yosef to the home of Yosef, the brothers. Vayitem, he gave them water. Vayichutzu ragleim, and he washed their feet. Vayitein mispeh lachamereim, and he gave fodder to their donkeys. Verse 24, Vayave Aish haba achar haba. Why doesn't it say already he brought them? What does it mean? He brought them now twice. Means he brought them again to the home of Yosef. Lefisha yudeichef, I say. They kept on trying to push him away, lachutz, to the outside. V'dibru elav pesach habayis, as we saw, they were speaking at the entrance of the home. They were afraid to go in. They didn't know what's going to happen. Amar lahem, when he told them, Shalom lechem, don't you worry, everything's all right. Nimshechu, they followed him. Ubo achrav, they went into the house. Verse 25. And they prepared the gift for Yosef for when he would come home in the afternoon. Because they heard that that's where they're going to have their meal. They're going to be dining with him. Verse 25. Hizminu, it threw a bekelim noim. That means they made it beautiful. They put beautiful vessels around it, that it should look nice, that when they're going to give it to him, and it should look appropriate to give to this king. Verse 26. Vayava Yosef abaysa, and Yosef came to the home. Vayaviu lo Yosef mincha, they gave him the gift asher that they had with them, abaysa, to the home. Vayishtach v'lo yartza, and they bowed down before him. Abaysa, what does it mean that they came into the home? Miproizler, from the entranceway, Traklin to the big, and from the antechamber into the big hall that they were going to go, from the lobby to the big wonderful dining room that they're going to be eating. 27. Vayishalem l'shalom, and he asked them, he inquired about their welfare. Vayomer, and they say, and he asked, Hashalom avichem azakin, how's your old father doing? Asher amartam, that you spoke about, Haydenu chai, is he still alive? Verse 28. Vayomer, and they said, Shalom l'avdecha avinu, your servant our father is well. Oidenu chai, is still alive. Vayiktu, they bowed their heads. And they prostrated themselves once again in acknowledgement to Yosef's interest in their welfare. Why? Because since he asked about how they're doing and about their welfare and about their father, kida, the word vayiktu comes from the word kida, kefifas katkait, like bowing your head. Actually bowing down on the ground, putting out your feet and arms, and then putting your head down as well. Verse 29. Vayisa Enof, and he raised his eyes. Yosef raised his eyes. Vayaris Binyamin, and he saw Binyamin, Achiv, his brother, Ben Imai, his mother's son. Vayomer, and he said, Hazeh achichem hakotan, is this the brother that you spoke about, the younger brother, Asher Martam Alai, that you told me about? Vayomer, and he said to Binyamin, Elikim yachnecha b'ni, may God be kind to you, my son. Rashi, verse 29, Elikim Yachnecha B'ni, Bish'ar HaShvatim, about the other plea of Bish'ar HaShvatim, Shamaynu Chanina. Did we see that he spoke about this by the other ones? Asher Chanan Elikim Avdecha, because we already heard that Yaakov said that God graced your servant with. However, at that time, Binyamin wasn't born. So therefore, Yosef now gave him the blessing of grace. Therefore, Yosef blesses him. May God be graceful to you, be kind to you, because you did not get that original blessing. This concludes the Torah reading for Friday, Parshas Mikeitz.